Hello folks and welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be finishing off putting our fidget spinner back together. So last lesson or last time we looked at how we use the Fasten Mate to put these silicone grips inside the holes in the main body of our spinner. Today the first thing we're going to do, we're hopefully going to get it all finished off today, but first thing we're going to do is finish off our bearing cage. Now, you'll remember in the when we made this, we said we're only going to make one of the ball bearings and pattern it at a later stage. There was a reason for that. The first thing we can do is click and drag over this whole bearing cage. If it's covered by something or it's not obviously on its own, all you need to do is highlight everything, click and drag one of the arrows so it's completely away from all the other parts. And then with everything selected, you're going to right click on it and you're going to click fix. Now, this is exactly what we want because this means we can't move anything. If I move it, you'll get that red circle. This means this is anchored in place and this is going to be what we build all our design around. But we are going to add a few more of these ball bearings. And the way we're going to do that, we are going to do an assembly circular pattern. Now, this is one of the few tools you can do in the assembly mode. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to click on circular pattern. I'm going to click on the ball bearing. I'm going to click on the axis pattern. Well, I'm not actually. I'm going to click on this little symbol at the side of it, which looks cross between a pie chart and Pac-Man. And with that selected, that's going to allow me to select a curve to use as my pattern guide instead of an actual axis. And all I need to do is click on one of these curves or faces here, and that should make my path of pattern concentric. And as you can see, that pops out exactly on the other side. I've got 2 there because my instance count defaults to 2. If I put that to 5, you should see 5 appear. There we go. Equally spaced around that path. Let's see if 8 will work. Yeah, I reckon I'll get 10 out of that. Let's have a look. Type in 10 instances. Right, perfect. So now, because I'd already fixed my initial one, I shouldn't be able to move any of my other ball bearings. No, they're fixed in place. In real life, of course, this part, the inner side would be stationary. The ball bearings would all rotate and rattle around the outside. And this, the outer case of the cage, would actually rotate. We don't need to worry about that because we're not going to see it. And it's a real faff to actually get that to work. Okay, so now we've got that done, and that's all looking as it should. I'm going to put my main body over it, and it needs to sit exactly in the middle. So the first thing I'm going to do is we looked at Fasten Mates earlier, and they were fine for static instances. That's things that don't move, things that we just need to basically glue against each other. That's not how this is going to work. This needs some dynamism. This needs to move around this. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to click the cylindrical mate now instead of the fasten mate. So fasten, revolute, slider, planar, cylindrical. And I'm going to click on the inside of this cylindrical surface, this concave surface. And I want to place that against this convex face, so this outer face. So that's the second thing I'm going to click. Now, I've not left a tolerance, so that's exactly fitting. If I look at the top view, I should be able to spin that round. However, you will see if I spin it around from this view, it will spin, but it's not anchored to a certain plane. So whilst it spins, it moves up and down. Luckily for me, I've got another type of mate called a planar mate. And what that does, and don't do this yet, but I'm just going to demonstrate what it does, is if I click 2 flat surfaces, as long as it's able to, it will set those to exactly the same level. It will put those not just parallel, but it will place those on the same plane. And now, if I spin it, it's not moving up or down because this face is locked to this level, this plane, and that's sort of almost what I want. The only issue I've got is that my main body of my spinner is 7mm, and the main height and the height of my bearings cage is 5mm. And what that means, we've got this gap at the bottom of 2mm. So all I need to do, and if you've already done this, you can do this. If you can just double click on this planar mate here. So all your mates are listed and logged just underneath all your parts. So you should have, if you've done that, you should have a planar mate. All I need to do is set an offset of 1mm. So if I set 1mm there, well, it's going to sit almost, in fact, no, it's going to sit exactly level. And don't worry if everything pops out and it all explodes. As soon as you click the tick, it's going to go back together. And that's what I want. The one thing I found, if it's sitting proud in the opposite direction, so if it's going, mine's recessed lower, if it's sitting a millimeter higher, all you need to do is set that to -1. So if I set that to -1 and click the tab, what's it done there? And click the tick, you'll notice it sits 1mm proud the other direction. I've not quite worked out what triggers that minus or what defines the initial direction, but if you find it is sitting like that, just type -1 instead of 1 in. Okay, and I'm going to click the tick when I'm ready. Now, look at that, I've got it doing exactly what I want. All we got left to do is put these bits in here. So it doesn't matter. I know in a real assembly, I'd put one of them, I'd thread it through the middle hole, and then I'd put the other one in on the other side. It doesn't really matter for this. So what I'm going to do, because it's probably easier, is I'm going to put a fasten mate. In fact, first thing I'm going to do, I'm going to move one of these out of the way, and then I'm going to put a fastened mate. There's a few ways I could do this. I could do it as a cylindrical and a planar. I think I can simply fasten this face to the bottom of this face. I'm hoping so anyway. There we go. And what I can do now is I can just, I'll show you exactly how this is going to work. These are going to fit in like that. And it looks like it's overlapping. Once it's in the middle, remember we've got this 1mm of clearance here. That's where they're going to sit. So first thing I'm going to do, I'm going to put a cylindrical mate, wherever that is, between the inside of our central axis of the bearing cage, and a cylindrical mate, if I go on my front or side view, around the outside of this beam that's connected, this pin that's connecting our two plates. Click the tick and it should all snap to where it should be. And the only thing we need to do is, I don't think this is set to the same plane yet. No, it will lift up. All I need to do is put a planar mate between, I'm going to lift up a little bit more. Put a planar mate between this top surface and the bottom surface of my top one, because this is going to be the thing that's contacting this. It should be on the same level. So let's have a look. Click the tick. There we go. It looks like it's all worked out for me. The only problem I've got here is that I've made this this section quite broad, so they actually cover these plastic bits here, which is really easily fixed, and it's not a massive issue. But what it does mean is when they rotate, you'll see they do slightly clip against each other there. But that's our fidget spinner. If I click and grab here, you'll see it spins around. You can see where my fingers go. You can see where my thumb goes. That is it. And what you can also do, you can, if you right click on one of the parts, in your part studio. This will be. So let's go to fidget spinner. If I click on part 1 and I right click and I click edit appearance for part 1 at the bottom there, I can set a color. Let's go with green this time. And for part 2 and 3, what color goes with green? Let's go grey. It's already grey. Let's go yellow for this one. Nice bold mustard yellow. And then we jump into our assembly, and hopefully there we go. It's all cut up, and you've got your fidget spinner. Hopefully this has been helpful. If you've run into any issues, please drop a comment or a down below, and we'll try and sort that out. There will be one more video just showing you how to turn this into an actual technical drawing. In fact, I'll show you. I've done my own here. If you are doing it as some sort of project, or you just want the practice, or you want to make it look super cool, if it ever loads, that's the sort of thing I'm going to do in my next video, just to make it look like it's part of an industrial style activity with all your weights, all your materials, all your labels, all your notations. Okay, other than that, I hope you've enjoyed this. Please let me know if you successfully managed to design or 3D print or manufacture one of these. That'd be super, and post the pictures. If not, thanks for watching along, subscribe, and watch out for the next project. Thank you, folks. Bye.